Hey everyone, how is it going? So I wanted to show you the Pro Q4 from FabFilter. I wanted to put it under the scope. So let's check it out. There is this plugin, it's called Plugin Doctor, where you can load any plugin you want, and then you can see what it's actually doing to your signal. You have different tools that you can use, but in this case I'm gonna just focus in the linear analysis, which is what it does with the frequencies, and then also what it does harmonically. You know, like sometimes when you hear that this EQ gives you different color, or this compressor it gives a color, and sometimes some colors are better than others, you know, stuff like that. So this is the reason, because some plugins are adding musical harmonics and then some others are adding dissonant harmonics. Let's see what I'm talking about. In this case, what this plugin does is running a sine wave at certain frequency. Let's say that we are going to run 105. You don't hear it. Everything's just happening like behind the scenes. In here, you can actually see it. By the way, all these things are, let's say, like digital noise, but the volume is so low. We are talking about like minus 184 dBs. Virtually, it's silent. When we are running this sine wave, it doesn't matter what we do, it's the same. You know, it's not affecting, it's not adding any harmonics. But in the linear, of course, you can see what it's doing. But this is the cool part. Now, FabFilter Q4, they added 3 different settings. So we have this, the clean one, and then the subtle. Now we can start seeing some magic in here. Not so much, but we can see now that something's going, still like very, very low, but we can see that it's adding a little bit of harmonics around the frequency that we are boosting or lowering. And then we can see it here in the linear, what it's actually doing to the spectrum. Let's change it. It's completely linear. It's not doing absolutely anything. And now when I change it to subtle, suddenly we have some small change. When we change it to warm, we can really see what's going on. It's adding some dBs, I think around like 0.3, 0.4, and then here in the low end, and then it's cutting, still like really far away, no? It's up to 50K, which is like virtually, again, like you don't hear that. But you can see that there is doing something. And then the cool part is when you analyze the harmonic. Remember that we are running a sine wave, 105, and then we have another harmonic now appearing at exactly the double, 210, exactly the double, but a little bit lower in volume. I mean, it's not super loud, but it's not super low. So you can definitely hear this. The cool thing is like is the double. The double means, musically speaking, is 1 octave higher. So let's say that, let's come back now to this project. En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog. Okay, so I have this song from Darude, Sandstorm. And then I have these vocals. En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog. And now it's different because it's not only a sound wave. We have like a lot of harmonics. We have a lot of signal here going on. So imagine that now every single signal, it's adding 1 octave on top. It's not like duplicating the channel and then having 1 octave higher. It's not like that, but the frequencies are getting pushed. So in this case, when I just change it to warm, I already have some color. And the color in this case is very nice because it's very musical, because it's adding 1 octave higher. If I will analyze some cheap EQ, you could see that probably we will see here like a lot of harmonics and all over the place without any relationship between each other. So that's why you have this like kind of like digital type of sound, you know, but in a bad way. Sometimes digital is good, but sometimes it's bad or really bad. And sometimes it depends on the EQ that you're using, depending on how good they are, how good the programming is, then you're going to have a really bad one or a really cool one, like this case. So now let's talk a little bit now more about the functions. I'm not going to give like a full tutorial of everything, just like a few things, the things that I use the most actually. For example, I really like to use switching between clean and warm. The subtle, I don't use it so much because it's so subtle. So that's why when I want color, I want a really nice color and I want to hear it. So that's why I use the warm. And then the cool thing right now is, a part of the classic dynamic EQ, is that we have now this spectral button that is analyzing and is identifying all those peaks, all those resonances.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos.
So in this case, I have this S, there is this S. I know that I could apply the de-esser, of course, it's much easier, you just apply the de-esser and that's it. But in this case, for example, I want to use everything with this one.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos.
So there you go. It's just identifying, you know, that S and the amount.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog.
Like that, and without.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos.
You can hear it. No, it's like.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog.
I can.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog.
The S is completely gone.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog.
Then it's way too much, so that's why we just leave it there. And I like to use it, you know, with the warmth, so then, you know, I add some extra color to the vocals. And then in this case, for example, I have like too much of this mid-low.
En el hood con mi bro,
You know,
sin correos con el dog.
That's why I just want to clear it up a little bit.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog. En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog. En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog.
We can see what's happening, you know, all those settings. I can sort of copy it, you know, like that, and then also here, and then here. And then we can see here, now it's getting interesting, because now you can see like we have like 105 is the fundamental, and then we have the first harmonics is at 210, and then 315. So it's adding 105 all the time. So now it's not the double from this one. It's not like 1 octave from here. It's like the half, you know. So and then we have more and more and more and more and more and more like this. But you know, lower and lower. So you don't hear this. But you can imagine if you start adding, I don't know, like 20 of these in your project, eventually all those harmonics are gonna be, you know, working with each other, and then you're gonna have all this extra richness in the sound, you know, all those extra harmonics, and then you can hear the difference because it's. And I like when it happens when you have like a lot of EQs applied, and also like with the warmth, is because you end up having this extra color in the whole track, you know, and everything is connected because it's musically connected. And okay, so that's pretty much it. Here in the vocals, as you can see, I didn't apply like a filter like this because I don't like to kill.
En el hood con mi bro.
I don't like to kill the fundamentals. So that's why I like to apply more something like this. So then you are lowering the low end, but no, you're not killing it.
En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog. En el hood con mi bro, sin correos con el dog.
Yeah, and something else that is very cool is like now you have this page that when you add more plugins in different channels, and now you can have everything in one page, you know, like this. And then you can apply, you can do stuff like that. This is the bass. There, and then here we have the kick drum. And also you can add this button over there that you can see, you know, is the collision between the channels. See, so then you can see, okay, what's interfering with what. See here we have like in the low end. And anyways, I wouldn't, you know, pay so much attention to this. This is a nice reference just to know, okay, where are those frequencies, you know, like getting together. But it doesn't mean that you need to kill absolutely everything and just leave one element in there. It's not that you just leave the kick drum over there. You need the fundamentals of all the other sounds. So that's it for now. See you in the next one. Bye.